Next up, we tackle a walleye bite in the toughest of conditions, behind a storm loaded with thunder and lightning. These can be hard days, but with a few adjustments, we get it figured out. Now let's get to catching some walleyes. There he is, got him. This goes to show you, sometimes you can spend a little too much time sitting there looking at that mega live. Feels like a pretty good fish. You know what, actually, I'm gonna get up here and let you just scoop them here for me. Good way to start. Fishing with Brett Kuski today. And I'll tell you what, we started the day here with what I would call a little bit tough conditions, and here's why. Looks beautiful right now, but just a little while ago, it was thunderstorming, it was loud, there was lightning, there was all kinds of things that are not conducive to a good morning walleye bite. But here's the thing, there are ways to catch them, and that's what we're gonna talk about today, because if you're on vacation or you got a trip planned, great 16-inch fish to start. If you got a trip planned though, or if you're on vacation, there's always a way to catch them.
Yep.
You just got to figure out how to catch them. And one of the things we're going to do today is just talk about how do you catch them behind a storm, because you get behind a storm like this, and if you look around, there's still some of those clouds that look like there's some thunderhead type stuff around. The fish are still here. They're just going to act a little bit different. So we'll show you exactly how to do it, and we'll have a good time today. There he goes.
Nice.
Look at that. So we got a little something going here now. So here's what it is though, and here's what I'll tell you gotta do in these scenarios. You gotta put your bait right on top of these fish, because one of the things I'm sure of is these fish are not really moving. I mean, that fish, we're seeing them on the Mega Live, we're picking them out and we're throwing at them. But what's interesting is a lot of times you can look at a fish on a Mega Live unit and I can see the fish moving. But here, I'm seeing this fish right here just sitting there. He was not moving. He had no interest in moving until he saw that bait coming down. And when he saw that bait coming down, I watched him start coming up, okay? But he was not doing any horizontal movement. This fish was just sitting there, and a lot of times that's what they'll do behind these storms, is they'll just sit, they'll stay tight to the bottom, and they don't do a lot of roaming around, because that fish right there, right now, he's not thinking about feeding yet. You gotta just find a fish that's sitting there, and it's a lot easier nowadays with these Humminbird Mega Live units. We're able to pick them out and actually say, there's a good bunch of them back there. I said to Brett, we're gonna get one of those. There's no doubt in my mind, threw back there and got it. There, mine already went. I saw that fish, and I was pretty confident that that fish was gonna bite because he was already up. So what we did there, saw him up, and I said to Brett, let's slide those knots up just a bit. Let's get a little bit higher and see what happens. And that quick, this walleye snapped it. Another good one. Boy, the wind's coming up now. This is what happens a lot of times behind storms too, is all of a sudden, start getting the wind. So I want to explain something to you about how we're doing this, because it'll make a difference for you. I'm always trying to, when it's windy like this and I know we're going to be making noise with the boat, I'm always trying to fish to the sides or behind the boat. I don't like slapping into the waves, because when I start slapping into the waves, these fish, especially in all this clear water we're getting across the Midwest now, they just spook. So ultimately what I'm trying to do is slide the boat with the Minn Kota spot lock, and I'm watching the spot lock movement on my map, okay? On that Humminbird, I've got my Lake Master map there, and I'm watching where I'm gonna put the boat, but I'm always thinking that I wanna find fish back behind me. So today with this wind coming against this structure, I'm trying to be on that windy side and just slide myself along and find those fish in such a way we're casting to the sides or back behind the boat, and then you're not gonna spook them. All right, that's another good one. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors. There you go. One thing we do, I don't like giving them a lot of time. When that float goes down, it's as simple as go get them. Because here's the deal, a lot of times you give them a chance to suck on it too long and they'll drop it. So for the most part, when that float goes down, we start reeling that slack out, keep that rod tip up like Brett did there. Just reel to them till you see that rod bend. And that's part of the reason we're using these longer rods. They've got a super soft tip. They're 8 foot 6 inches. They enable you to see the fish. Nice one, Brett.
Yeah.
But if you can see the fish in the rod tip, especially on a day like today in this wind, it really, really helps, because otherwise, I'm gonna tell you, it's a battle to try to do everything by feel. That's a good one. Nice fish. Let me show you real quick while Brett's getting that one unhooked, what we're using here. This right here, good fish. Nice
Beautiful.
job. All day long, man.
Yeah.
We'll take that. This is a Phil wobble bobber. We're using the 3/8 ounce size today. Here's what's great about the wobble bobber. Both the ends of this thing have a brass grommet in it, okay? What that allows you to do is, in this wind, without a stem and those two brass grommets, and because it's weighted perfectly, even though it's still made out of balsa, you can cast this a long ways. One number 2 split shot. I don't like using 2 split shot, because when you cast in the wind, you get this going on, and that's how all of a sudden you end up over the top of your bobber. That single split shot won't cause that problem. And then we're using a 16th ounce Lindy B-Max jig. Okay, this is the new lead-free B-Max jig, but here's one of the cool things. It's made out of bismuth, and what happens with the bismuth is it's 50% harder than lead. So when we cast out, I can see it a lot better on my live sonar. But you take this setup right here, you fish a couple feet above these fish and fire at fish you see, and you're gonna catch them. I mean, it's that easy. Tell you one thing, when you start dealing with wind like this, one of the biggest, most important things we got going today with the way we're fishing is that Minn Kota trolling motor. But here's the deal, I'm running the Quest Altera this year, but here's the biggest thing about today, I'm running the 72-inch shaft. If you are going to be buying a new boat or looking at upgrading your trolling motor and you fish big water like what you see us on today, do that 72-inch, because I'm gonna tell you that extra foot keeps the head of that motor in the water and makes it so 2 things happen. 1, you hold your spot, but 2, you're not coming in and out of the water as much and spooking fish. Got him?
Yep.
It's a good one too, ain't it?
It's, yeah.
Good.
Something.
Missed 3 or 4 of them right over in that same spot. About time oh yeah, it's a good fish. He's getting tougher right there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes moving around, keep looking around until you find the school of biters. There's a big school of fish right back here, but we couldn't make them bite. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Come on up here, buddy. You don't want to give up. Before we go today, I want to have Brett tell you a little bit about how he got in the boat with me today, okay? Because when it comes down to it, that's a great fish. Great way to wrap it up.
Great way.
When it comes down to it, several years back, my wife and I started getting, I don't want to call it nervous, but we just said, we gotta start thinking a little bit more about retirement. We had grandkids coming, and just a whole bunch of things started going through our mind. The kids were done with college, and we started thinking a little bit about, we got to plan a little bit. And I talked to Brett and his team, and I'm gonna have them tell you a little bit more about Kusky Financial and why they take care of all of our financial needs for Amy and I, because when it comes down to it, it's peace of mind for me.
Sure.
There's no doubt about it. So go ahead, tell everybody a little bit about it. I'm gonna keep trying to catch fish while you do.
Sounds good. Yeah, so Kusky Financials, we're an independent financial planning firm based out of the Twin Cities. Been around for over 30 years. My mom started the company. And like Jon said, kind of what we do is put the ease into the financial retirement picture, or even gearing up for retirement for people.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people think that all we do is look at stocks and bonds, but it's a big puzzle that we really helped you put together, right?
Right. It's not just retirement. It's thinking about grandkids or your kids and college funds.
College plans, yep.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. So I'll tell you what, if you're interested in some services like that, and I'll tell you, it does make a difference. These guys are going to do a lot more for you than what you can do on your own. If that's something you're interested in, get a hold of Kuski Financial. You can check them out at the number below and on their website and Facebook page. They're easy to find. And man, I'll tell you what, it'll make a difference in planning for your future. Make sure to stop back next week too, because we're going to have another great episode of Jon Thelen's Destination Fish. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.